And just a couple chuckles. A boy read a restaurant sign that advertised fat-free French fries. Sounds great, said the health-conscious boy. He ordered some. He watched as the cook pulled a basket of fries from the fryer. But the potatoes were dripping with oil when the cook put them into the container. Wait a minute, he said. Those don't look fatty. The cook said, sure they are. We charge only for the potatoes. The fat is free. Okay, a child was in church with his mother when he started to feel sick. Can we leave now? He asked. No, his mother said. But I'm going to throw up, the boy insisted. If you have to, go throw up outside behind a bush. So the child left, returned a few moments later. How did you go outside so fast? The mother asked. I didn't go outside. There's a box in the lobby that says, for the sick. And so it is.
Just before you say something you can't take away, take a breath and let it out. Try to think about what will love do now. Wondering if you should cross that line for good. Whatever you decide, ask yourself from inside, what will love do now? Everything is either an act of love or a cry for love. That's why for love we try for love. In the end, that's all we know that's real. Whether right or wrong doesn't matter, just as long as you let your heart decide. Ask yourself from inside, what will love do now? Everything is either an act of love or a cry for love. That's why for love we die for love. In the end, that's all we know that's real. Whether right or wrong As you let your heart decide, ask yourself from inside, what will love do? Sing it from inside with me, y'all. What will love do now? Let me hear you sing it, people. Sing it one more time for me, y'all. Tonight. Thank you.
Good morning. Announcements. Well, just to mention again that we have our gift shop, gifts and books and donations open. And for the most part, it will just be open before the metaphysical service and after the metaphysical service. And we're gonna let you browse. And so until you're ready to buy something, we'll leave you alone. But when you're ready, there's a little bell you can ring back there. So don't ring it if you're not wanting to buy anything. And some were asking about the t-shirts. I hadn't mentioned that the t-shirts, just like when we have sold them in the past, are $25. And the point that I want to make about it is it's an offering to support you on your spiritual path. All of that stuff there is going to support unity ultimately, but there are tools of all kinds over there for you to use in practicing gratitude, looking at healing, doing affirmations. It's all there and all for you. And now I'm going to invite Amanda up to talk about her workshop class today.
Hello everybody, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. We are on week 6 of the 8-week class, and we have some exciting stuff to learn today. We're going to learn how to discharge lingering emotions, or how to calm down before you regulate. So if you have a burst of anger or fear that feels too overwhelming to think straight, we have some practices for that. I'd love to see you all there. Have a great day.
Do we have any August birthdays? Mr. Don, Brother Don, Angel Don. All right, let's do our happy birthday to Don.
Good morning, everyone. It's time for the pop-up positivity. Woo! Awesome. Okay, there are over 100,000 species of butterflies and moths. Can anybody name one? Monarch. Good, yes. One of the most remarkable and mysterious migrations in the natural world occurs every spring. Tens of millions of monarch butterflies are on an epic aerial journey home. They've spent the winter hanging out in the trees in the forest on a remote mountain in Mexico, resting up after flying all the way from Canada and the northern US where they were born. It's believed monarchs have been making this journey for thousands of years, but there's a lot fewer of them than there used to be. The population in Mexico has declined 70% in the last 30 years. Thankfully, a gentleman by the name of Chip Taylor founded a nonprofit called Monarch Watch at the University of Kansas, and so far it's helped tag more than 2 million monarchs. Monarchs returning to the U.S. need milkweed plants to lay their eggs on. It's the only source of food their newly born caterpillars will eat. But milkweed is now hard to find. It's been virtually eradicated on agricultural land because of genetically modified corn and soybean crops that allow for mass spraying of herbicides. Monarch way stations. Monarch Watch encourages people to plant milkweed in their gardens and on public land, creating what they call monarch way stations. 50,000 of them have been planted so far. In Mexico, members of the nonprofit World Wildlife Fund Monarch Butterfly Program, that's a mouthful, find the tags from Monarch Watch, which is the only proof that monarchs from the United States and Canada winter in Mexico. This past year, the number of monarchs that survived the trip nearly doubled, and one survey found that the monarchs conveyed more than double the forest area during this year's hibernation season. That's more than 7 acres of Mexican forest covered in butterflies. Yay, that sounds like such a beautiful sight. It is particularly welcome news in Mexico, where the butterflies' arrival in late October coincides with a deeply spiritual celebration, what's known as the Day of the Dead, when many in Mexico believe the souls of family and friends who have died also return to their loved ones. Yay, yay, Papa, Papa!
Good morning. Good morning. Takes me a little while to pop up. I'm getting better and better every day at it, though. Good to see you guys, each and every one of you. I hope I look as wonderful to you as you look wonderful to me. Today's talk, the subject of today's talk is what? Butterflies, yes. Have you ever had a close encounter with a butterfly? Yeah, it's pretty common, pretty common. I'm going to show a video about Wayne Dyer's experience with butterflies, with a butterfly. It's a pretty profound story. And many people say, just like from Mexico, the belief is that the souls of their loved ones return with the butterflies. So I want to read you something here. It's metaphysical as can be. Hold on. I'm reading from the book of The Door of Everything, which is, you're going to become more familiar with that in the coming months. The Door of Everything. Take the old familiar example of the caterpillar and the butterfly. If the caterpillar had been born, lived a while, and then died, where would the butterfly be? The soul of the caterpillar is the sacred seed of the butterfly. The beautiful butterfly pattern is contained within the caterpillar, even while it is a lowly worm crawling on its belly. In this case, this is from God's talking to you. In this case, I have predestined that butterfly to come forth. The caterpillar cooperates by pure instinct. It withdraws into its closet, its cocoon. A famous scientist once said that it was a wave of determination that seemed to start the process of metamorphosis on the way. Indeed it does. This wave of determination releases a hormone, an exciter, from a few tiny cells in the caterpillar's brain. One of them cells the endocrine system, the pineal gland. These hormones stimulate the release of other hormones from the caterpillar's endocrine glands. And in the secrecy and silence of the little sealed cocoon, a miracle of transmutation, a pattern fulfillment begins to be accomplished. When the brightly colored butterfly emerges, it is an entirely different creature, free to fly about the earth in a new dimension, brand new to it. What has happened to the hull that fell away? The limited little worm. Where do you suppose it goes? So Natalie showed you the picture up there of the chrysalises. Has anybody seen that in action in process? Some people have cut open the cocoon, which is on its way to become the butterfly, and just found some mushy liquid. So from that mushy liquid comes that butterfly. Wow. So if we could go ahead and run that video.
Story that just blew me away. I think it perhaps was the signature story of my life in terms of connecting to spirit. I've never experienced anything like this before. I finished writing Inspiration, Your Ultimate Calling, on the 23rd of April. And I knew that the book was going to have 18 chapters in it, because 18 is that magical number, one infinite source, one infinite source. I put that number on my dashboard of my car. I have it on the mirror. It's a reminder. One infinite source, 18. It's the number of chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. It's the number of holes on a golf course. It's got to have something holy to it. And so I had 17 chapters written, and I was thrilled to have that completed, but I still had one chapter to go, but I was holding that off until my birthday on the 10th of May. And I knew what that last chapter was going to be, my experience of living an inspired life, just telling it on my birthday, right around 3:13 or so in the morning. So I was essentially done. And I went for a walk that day, and when I finished that chapter, that 17th chapter, I told a story in there about my friend Jack Boland. He passed away about 12 years ago. Jack was a Unity minister in Detroit. A man who, when I wrote Your Erroneous Zones 3 decades ago, called me up and asked me if he could put together some tapes on it, and would I give him permission. And he had started a Unity church over on the east side of Detroit, and asked me if he could use that. I said, absolutely. And over the years, I began to speak at his church and his congregation, and come to Detroit a lot, my home, and we became very close. We became like brothers. And he got very sick, and he had cancer throughout his back and so on. And I went with him to my friend Deepak Chopra's place, the Ayurveda Center out in Massachusetts. During the day, we would go out, and then in the evening, he would come in, and Jack always had to have a story. He had to tell a story. And he started talking to me about these wonderful little creatures called monarch butterflies, and how much he loved them. And the reason that he loved them, he said, Wayne, these are the most amazing little things in the world. I mean, they've got a brain the size of a pinprick, just no brain, essentially, and they're made out of tissue paper, like toilet paper. They're just flimsy little things, and they come out, and they come out of a chrysalis on on a branch in a tree in Brazil. Now, they don't have a brain, and they're made out of toilet paper, essentially. And they fly to Nova Scotia, 4,385 miles away. And they spend some time there doing whatever you do in Nova Scotia if you're a monarch butterfly. And then they turn around, these pinprick brain toilet paper insects, and they fly all the way back to Brazil. But not only do they go back to Brazil, they go back to the same tree. Not only do they go back to the same tree, they go back to the same branch. And they start the whole process all over again with another cocoon. I mean, it's like, I've got a brain that's supposed to be pretty good size. I leave my cell phone in the bedroom. I did this just the other day, and I walk out of the bedroom, I can't find my cell phone. I have to call the number on another phone. And I'm listening to this funny little sound and looking under pillows. I know it's over. I had to call twice. Because I didn't want to get charged for the first call. Well, anyway. And these things can find the same branch that they came out of a cocoon on. So anyway, he would tell me about the miracle of these things, all right? So I wrote that whole story. The 17th chapter is about the language of spirit, how spirit speaks to us in ways that we're not even aware of. It speaks in terms of alignments. When things align, when the same numbers appear, the same ideas keep showing up, when these kinds of alignments show up. So I called my editor, Joanna, who's here tonight, who's edited everything I've done for the last 30 years or so, and only person in the world who can read my handwriting. I read her the story of Jack and the monarch butterfly, and I called my friend, the president of Hay House, who's my publisher, who's also here tonight, Reed Tracy, my best friends in the world. And I read both of them the story. Right? And then, because I always do that when I finish a chapter, I read it to just see what it sounds like. Took off on my walk. It's 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm going for a walk along Kaanapali Beach. And I walk, and I walk, and I get out to this place called Black Rock out on West Maui. And I'm walking there, and I'm at peace, and I'm going to meditate, and I got my cell phone with me, I found it, and a monarch butterfly flies right out of the tree, and I don't think I've ever seen monarchs there before. Right? A monarch butterfly flies out of the tree and circles and lands right there, 3 feet in front of me. So I think, well, a little bit of a coincidence, but that's because I just read the whole story, and I reach over to pick up this butterfly, and it looks at me like I'm a butterfly. I don't deal with humans. My DNA is programmed to stay away from you, and it flies away, and it goes out about 40 yards, and it makes a U-turn, and it comes back, and it lands on my finger, right here. And I look at it, and I have never had this happen before in my life. I've had butterflies brush up against me once, but I've never had one just seek me out. So it lands here, and I immediately reached for my cell phone, and I called Joanna, do you remember? And I said, Joanna, there's a monarch butterfly on my finger. You know what I just read to you this morning, she said, as she always does, she's so sweet and peaceful. Meditate. I said, meditate? This is a monarch butterfly. I just read about him and Jack and the whole. She said, just go meditate on him. So I call another number. And I call Reed, the president of Hay House, my buddy, all right? And I said, Reed, I read to you this morning about a monarch butterfly. I've now got one on my finger. It flew to me. He said, get a picture. I I said, what are you talking about in a picture? I'm got my bathing suit on and a cell phone. I don't have a camera. He said, we've been thinking about what's going to be on the cover of the book. He said, this is perfect. Right away thinking about, this is inspiration. This is like, it's come to you for that reason. Get a picture, get a picture. So I took Joanna's advice and I meditated. Now it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon when this happened, and I meditate for 30 minutes, and I called Joanna back, and I said, it's still with me. And I called Reed back, he said, get a picture. So, now this butterfly is doing, during the meditation, I don't know how to say this without sounding strange, but it's okay, because every word of this is true. I swear to you, this butterfly was trying to talk to me. I don't know how close you've ever looked at a monarch butterfly, but it had tiny little, almost like teeth, but they're not really teeth. I know they don't have teeth. And I bring the butterfly up real close to my eye, and it's doing this. I swear. And I said, Jack? I had just written about him. I thought it was Jack. And then I took the butterfly and I put it over by my ear. And it was making little sounds and it had a little, I was just totally freaked out by this thing because it's now been an hour. It's been an hour. It's now, and it won't go. It's like I take it over here, I put it over on this finger, it's over here, and it won't go. And I'm going, okay, that was nice. It won't leave. It's just connected to me. So I walk. I said, maybe Reed's got a point here. Maybe we need to get a picture of this thing. So I decide to walk back to where I live. And I walk along now on Maui in the afternoon, the trade winds come in. And they really blow hard in the afternoon. And I walk through. The ocean is over here, the trades are coming in, and the butterfly's wings, toilet paper, are all the way bent over, but it won't leave. All the way bent, as far as it can go, and then I come back and I get out of the wind and it goes, it's like flashing and making sounds, and I hold it up. So I'm walking along the beach, the beach there, and there's a little girl, she's about 4, 5, 6 years old, who's totally traumatized because she got the wrong color Slurpee. That's her issue, okay? Giving her mother more grief, I want to tell her about immaculate in the bathroom. I want to tell her, she, I don't want purple. I want purple Slurpee. I hate purple Slurpees. Going on and on. It's real, So I tap her on the shoulder, tears are on it. I said, you want to see my pet butterfly? I did. She said, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? I said, Jack. This is Jack. I did. And she went from, I don't know how to say this. She went from pissed to blissed, okay? I don't know if they can use that. She went from, being so upset to just this total state of bliss in just 1 second. The tears dried up. She smiled. She wanted to know if she could take it home. I said, no. What are you talking about? This is my butterfly. I get all the way back to where I'm going. It's now about 1:30 in the afternoon. About an hour and a half has gone by. I live in a place where they have a concierge downstairs, and there's a pool there, and there's a girl there. Her name is Cindy. And I walk upstairs, and I call Cindy down at the pool, and I said, Cindy, can you walk over to the ABC store and get a portable camera and be here in 5 minutes? She said, you want me to come to your apartment with a portable camera in 5 minutes? I said, yes, I do. She said, why? I said, I want you to take a picture of me and my butterfly. She said, what are you smoking? I said, no, it's true. I found a butterfly. She does yoga, and she's like one of these people. She said, okay. I also said, there's $100 in it for you if you can get here in 5 minutes. She went up there, came back. She had got one of these little cameras. I went out, sat on the lanai with the manuscript, and I had 29 pictures she got of me with a butterfly. And I was posing with it. It was like, you know, over here. I didn't know what he wanted. I don't know what, you know. So she went. That's the actual butterfly. Truly it is. Now we had to take a different picture because those, you know, $13 cameras aren't the kind you can use on photographs on books and so on. But I insisted that they put Jack on my finger on this, so they transposed it through, I don't know, through computers or whatever. So that's the actual butterfly. And if it flies out of there right now, I'm gonna fall down. So I get back, she went, took the camera in, got the pictures developed. It's now around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's been, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been 2 hours, right? But now I don't know what I'm gonna do with this butterfly. What do you feed a butterfly? You know, what, do I get a leash? You know, do I get a cage? Am I going to keep him? Do I, you know, get rid of him? Whatever. You know, I didn't know what I was going to do with it. But I set it down on the manuscript that I had handwritten that morning, where I talked about Jack and the monarch butterfly, and I set it on there, figuring it maybe recognize that this is where it came from or whatever. I had it walking around on it. And I went in, went back, took a shower, and was gone, did a little meditation, did a little work, and so on. Came back, butterfly is still there. 2.5 hours. And I reached down after having taken a shower, and I put my finger down there, and the butterfly looked back up at me, just like it did when I went to pick it up down here, as if to say, well, who are you, and what are you doing? And I'm gonna show you that I'm not sick, and this isn't an accident. And it took up, and it circled me, and it took off, straight out towards the ocean, made a circle, and was gone. All right? And that's my butterfly story. And it's and what I'm suggesting to you is that you pay attention to the powerful things that show up in your life, and that these things that we call coincidences and so on are much, much more aligned with spirit than you may have ever thought them to be. There are no accidents in a universe which has an organizing intelligence that supports it and creates it. And anything like this, any of these kinds of things, can be very powerful messages. It's the language of spirit speaking to you. And there's no doubt whatsoever, no matter what anybody thinks, that I don't know that was Jack. And if you're in a place where there are no beginnings and there are no ends, and there's no north and there's no south and there's no up and there's no down, that means it's infinite and there's only one place. And if you're in a place that only has oneness in it, then it can be anywhere it wants to. That spirit can enter onto Maui on a butterfly just as easily as it can enter into a butterfly in Brazil or any place else. There's no space, there's no place.
And that brought back fond memories for Kathy and Natalie and I with Jack Bowman. He was our teacher, community, profound individual. Why he didn't have a camera on his cell phone was because it was 25 years ago. And you didn't have a camera on your cell phone either. I guess they were all flip phones at that time. So that's amazing. No coincidences, no mistakes. It's all here, it's all now, it's all, and you are in charge of your own universe, and we are in charge of our universe, and sometimes our universe goes to a 25-foot by a 50-foot room, and right now that's our universe. So thank you for being a great part of this community. Appreciate you more than I can tell you. God bless.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings. And with every step you take, it's the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. For the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing.
Thank you, Barry. What a powerful message. Oh, it was beautiful. And it surely brought back memories to me. Nate and I went to Jack Boland's church for a while. And an amazing man. All right, let's welcome anyone here who's here for the first time. I don't see anyone. Okay. And we move on then to our affirmations, gifts. So now's the time when you can share your abundance, and we all have abundance. Thank you so much for anything that you can give. You have the baskets and the tip tap machine. So let's say our affirmation together. Today, I feel deeply blessed and grateful for the goodness that surrounds me. I effortlessly attract opportunities, joy, and love, aligning my energy with the life I dream of living. I trust that the universe is guiding me as I step closer to my highest potential. And so it is.
So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Good morning again, everybody. Today's word of the day is synchronicity. One of my favorite words and experiences. I will read the affirmation first and then you can follow along with me. Divine love is continually revealing itself to me. And together, divine love is continually revealing itself to me. As I align my heart and mind with spirit, I become increasingly aware of amazing events in my life that might be called happy coincidences. Perhaps an old friend calls unexpectedly and tells me what I need to know for an important assignment. Or maybe I meet someone special at an event I hesitated to attend. I am grateful for divine synchronicities. They remind me that I am connected to everyone and everything. Aware of my kinship with all of life, I feel immense love and joy. Nothing happens by chance. All is in divine order. Synchronicities may be viewed as glimpses of divine love's presence, which brightens my day and illuminates my way. And then together, divine love is continually revealing itself to me.
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately. Just kidding.
Okay, let's balance our heart. We always start by getting into the Qigong posture, bringing your awareness to your feet. The shoulder width somewhat parallel, that your knees are slightly bent as in locked, then released. Pelvic slightly tucked, spines erect but relaxed, arms dangling, head and neck aligned with the spine, and just relaxed. Feel yourself present in this posture and sink the chi. Inhale as your palms float up. Exhale as they float down and your awareness floats down through your body, detecting and releasing any tension. One more time, inhaling all the way up, exhaling all the way down. Then inhale up, and this time allow your knees to bend as you exhale down. Slow rhythm of rising, then out in front of you, and around and down as you and shape. Exhale out and down as you sink. Balancing our heart. Taking this world in a love embrace. Preparing ourselves to meet the remainder of this day with an open and loving heart. Up to chest high, the diamond shape. Exhale out and down. We'll do that routine one more time. Up to chest high. Exhale out and don't sink as you exhale down. And do sink the chi. Bring your feet together, palms over the lower dantian, the storehouse for chi, right in the center of the body. Feet rooted to the earth, upper body supple, able to sway like a bamboo in the wind. Tuning in to that chi energy that's continually moving all around us and in us. Just allowing that to sway. Just let your body move however it chooses to move. Tuned in to this chi life healing energy. And moving back into the center, open your arms, gazing upward, practicing this wonderful, awesome feeling of gratitude, of thankfulness. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, God. Thank you for allowing me to dance on this earth in this human form for a while. Thank you for the river and the skies and the lake. Thank you, God. Inhale as you bring your palms together in front of your mouth. Exhale into your open palms, bringing that breath to your heart. And may all be free from suffering. May everyone be free from hunger. May all be happy. Thank you. Thank you. And that's it.
Now let's come together for our closing song.
I am whole as I am. I am safe. I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here. I am whole as I am. Just as I am. I am here. I am whole as I am.
Thank you, everybody.
One day at a time. Well, it's actually the same one.
I had